What's up, everybody? This is Ripples in Wales back for another video. Hope you're all doing well, having a great day wherever you are in the world and whatever you're doing. Thursday, 9th of October, 9:35 a.m. here. Just before I go to the gym, I'm going to record a quick video for you. We'll try and keep it quick. I'm going to try and put two videos out today. The reason is we're going to strip this one down into kind of an information one. I'm going to just quickly glance at the Ripple Riddler, some of the Ripple Riddler work just at the end of the video, but we're going to go into that like section of Ripple Riddler in the next video. But I want to go through a load of stuff today in the news, and also to go over some of the charts and stuff I'm seeing to do with what the Riddlers are saying in our real world, in the ledger, and out front and back in the real world. That is how I work with everything here. I kind of marry it all up to the real world events, and I kind of try and bring that to you so that you guys have an idea of what's coming down the line. Because when you join the dots, you can see how all this is coming together for XRP and Ripple. And it's pretty obvious now to me. Like it wasn't always obvious, but it's starting to come together. Anyway, if you haven't met before, I'm Ripples in Wales. This is on the X handle, at Ripples in Wales. You're probably watching this on the YouTube channel when I upload, either now or in the future, which we just got back yesterday. So massive shout out to one of the community members, Ashley Prosper. I mentioned him in the video yesterday. Can't thank him enough for the kindness that he's shown to get this channel back. It's been a while. Okay, but onwards, I want to bring to you a couple of special charts today that I saw out in the wild. If TradingView is going to compare, well, we'll go to the first one on here. Oh no, why are these so slow to boot up? All right, okay. So first one is the XRP USDT chart. It isn't loading up very quickly for some reason. We've got a bit of a delay on lag on my PC. I've had to restart it twice today. Is it going to play ball? Yeah, I think we are. Okay, so once this loads up, you can kind of see the compression that I'm looking at in these two triangle waves here, kind of ascending triangles. You call them ascending triangles? No, we call them high frequency funnels. People call them different things, don't they? Okay, you can see kind of a triangle there that, you know, if we drew some lines on this for you, I don't know what color they're going to come in, if they're even going to work. There we go. Nice bright yellow ones, a bit intense for this time in the morning, aren't they? But you can see like a little wedge there, it broke out, pop for the first move, and you can see it coming in again here. Another one, another wedge building here, and it's only a matter of time before this thing pops again. Yeah, interesting. Okay, right, and I want to bring you the BNB chart and show you some very interesting similarities. Oh, that's not the BNB chart. Where it's going to default it to another chart. Right, that was the XRP chart again. Right, BNB chart. Look at this baby rip. I love it when other tokens rip because it gives you an idea of what's coming for you in the future. I'm just going to put this on the daily as well. I think the XRP was on the daily, just so we can get both on the daily to get to consider it. Right. I'm going to draw the same things again for you so you can see what I'm seeing, and you'll likely see a similar thing play out, I believe. Again, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Oh, sorry. I'm doing these super rough and messy, but you'll kind of get the kind of... let me just bring that up a bit. You can see... Oh, there was one that was building... Okay, it popped out there, but it kind of broke through. Okay, maybe it's not a perfect wedge. Hold on. There was something that was very similar in this pattern here when I drew it out on the larger time frames. It kind of a wedge, but it's not exactly the same. But okay, just bear with me. You see how you've got this kind of funnel build here, pop, and a kind of a funnel here, pop. There is very strong similarities with this top. Maybe that can't be called a funnel, but it's basically done tap, tap, and off it went into the kind of the apex of this. I honestly believe that XRP will do something similar. I know that's really slapdash. I saw it on a chart. I'm going to bring you the chart, but someone else mentioned it earlier on. We'll just look at their charting on it. You know, mine's... I'm not new to TA, but I'm not, you know, the world's best at TA. I'm learning all the way like the rest of you. Anyway, on to some more content. This is the Michael Saylor.
Cheese and tokenized brands, and there's a place for both of them. And the previous administration played off everybody against everybody and inflamed those differences. I think that 4 years from now, that will largely be in the rear view mirror. People are going to evolve to a much, much better place.
Right. So Michael Saylor, just that short clip, and I'm going to play it again for you. This is Bank XRP, and this is what I posted yesterday. Michael Saylor suggests a nuanced perspective stating people will start to see that there's a place for both Bitcoin and other crypto assets, indicating growing acceptance of diverse cryptocurrencies alongside Bitcoin. Now, that is amazing because we've never, ever, ever heard Michael Saylor say anything other than Bitcoin. So what's changed? This is so big. Okay, it's a huge narrative. Let's listen.
Hey, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me and reposting my video on X. That meant so much to me. I really want to talk to you about some of the hate that I've been seeing. At Florida Gulf Coast University, I founded the Crypto Club, and just by saying the word crypto, all the Bitcoin maxis are hating on me, and I don't think that that's going to help push the future adoption for Bitcoin. What do you think about that?
Well, what I said in my speech today is we're evolving from the early crypto stage to a global digital assets industry. And I think that crypto has been legitimized by the President of the United States and by the administration. I think that people are going to start to see that there's a place for both Bitcoin and other crypto assets. As I said, I think Bitcoin is digital capital. I think the other crypto networks are going to support tokenized securities and tokenized currencies and tokenized brands. And there's a place for both of them. And
wow.
The previous administration played off everybody against everybody and inflamed those differences.
Yeah.
I think that 4 years from now, that will largely be in the rear view mirror. People are going to evolve to a much, much better place.
Wow, okay, like, I've never heard him say that before. Michael Saylor is the smartest man in the room. People give him a lot of stick in the XRP community, but I tell you what, he's a genius, absolute bloody genius. I've listened to thousands of his hours of his work, and I've used his work to template over and turn my understanding towards XRP, because I knew one day XRP would become a dominant asset, just like Bitcoin. Now, he calls Bitcoin digital capital, which I think he's spot on with. So we're seeing a narrative change, aren't we? That's the first thing I wanted to point out. Next thing, Ripple, amazing little video here. I'm just going to bring it back to the beginning and play it. Hold on. Let's start again.
Right now.
It's happening.
It's happening to banking. And it's happening with Ripple. Blockchain, crypto. Customers and suppliers are paying with it and making real-time settlements around the world. So it's happening to bonds, currency, markets, almost anything. Because if change is happening in finance, then it's happening everywhere. And it's happening with Ripple.
Wow. That's such a bold advert. Okay, banking, bonds and currency, and it's happening now. Again, huge telegraphing enormous information to you all. The change is coming. It's here. They've got the new administration in. They've got things rolling. They've been over to the UK now. They've got the UK on board. Can you see what's going to happen? Remember, you always have to zoom out in world finance. Where are the capitals? Okay, they're London. London is the world, was arguably for the past 300 or 400 years. United States is a bigger capital base at the minute, but I don't think it translates anywhere near as much capital as London City. It's not the biggest finance centre anymore. It's falling off the scale, but by golly, it was in its day huge. You've got then some parts of the UAE. You've got Wall Street. Again, enormous financial centres getting on board with all this. And a little tweet here, XRP is the most searched asset on Coinbase in the past 24 hours. That's Moonkey, X Moonkey. I'm going to go through some tweets here. Right, Chad Steingraber, Law Day 80. The XRP Ledger will expand to cover every angle of the next generation of finance. AI will be a powerful factor, and there will be a programmable multi-agent AI ecosystem directly on the XRPL. Holy smokes. I need to listen to this. I think this is the Unleashing AI on the Blockchain, Yang Lu. I hope I haven't butchered that. And that was recorded live in the Apex conference in Singapore. I need to catch up with this, but this was a tweet by Ripple X. I'll go on to this a little bit later on and have a deeper dive. But remember, the AI agent economy, this is what crypto was set up for. Crypto is not meant for humans. Let's get that out of the wild now. Money was meant for humans. Crypto was meant for robotics. Okay, once you understand that, everything makes sense. It's just for the payment systems for automated robotics in the future. It's instant settlement. So there's going to be billions of AI agents that you're going to put to work. And again, they will need money. And they're not going to accept pounds, shillings and pence, are they? They're not going to accept gold and silver. Okay, they're going to need an economy, a crypto economy. And what are those likely to be? Well, we're in those early days of deciding that out. And I'm sure XRP is going to be a very powerful token for that. Again, XRP Crypto Wolf here. Ripple CEO Brad Galios breaks silence on the upcoming global financial system shakeup. Huge headline. Okay, I went on to the article here. It's not paywalled, thank goodness. And a bit that jumped out. This was you may have seen this kind of flyer that I posted a few days ago. This is by Pantera Capital, and I'm sure that was Tim Draper's company. Someone might be able to tell me if it is or it isn't in the comments. This represents a future rewiring the financial system. Brad Galley, CEO of Ripple at Pantera Blockchain Summit 2025. They must be sponsoring it. And it's a fireside chat. And he says, again, he's just echoing that this comes at the stablecoin sector. Ripple is a player in it with its RLUSD token. It's gaining traction. Standard Chartered predicts that a boom in USD dollar-backed stablecoins could suck $1 trillion worth of deposits out of emerging economies' banks in the next few years. We see the potential for $1 trillion to leave the emerging market banks and move into stablecoins in the next 3 years or so. 1 trillion just in stablecoins. So the bank's report published on Monday said this is why the banks are so scared of Ripple, because they're going to suck the life away with the new RLUSD tokens. The digital dollars are going to be the key one. Now, this is the young chartist. I don't know if it's young or not, actually. Jackis. Very, very cool. I am Jackis. I think there's more than a decent chance we're going to see a similar type of outcome for XRP as we saw in BNB. The 3 tap into the parabolic breakout. So I'm asking, at what point will people see XRP not distributing along reaccumulation? And do you think that they managed to flip in time or cope all the way up? In the past cycle, it was the latter. Okay, in my opinion, XRP $10 ain't out the question. Obviously, that outcome might not play out straight tomorrow. Give the price room to wiggle. Now, look, on the top chart, XRP in the bottom, you've got this BNB chart as we were looking at earlier on. These 1, 2, 3s, 1, 2, 3s, and what happened to BNB? Boom, off it went. And he's, showing this parabola breakout for XRP, which, this is the thing that could happen, right? You've got, 18 XRP ETFs that want to go live. Anyway, moving on. Bobby Axe. And I just want to kind of point just one part of what he said here. XRP, all you have to do is wait, literally. We didn't come this far to get shaken out on the lower time frame bullshit. Pardon my French. Could the asset correct? Of course, corrections are required in every market. That said, don't let the lower time frame chop misguide you into losing sight of the fact that the asset has broken out of a 7-year triangle and macro double bottom. XRP has spent the last 10 months building support above its prior cycle's highs. Every month candle close in a fearful market environment. That means it's strong. That matters more than anything you see on the 1 hour time frame. So he's saying zoom out. Look, and this is the XRP chart. Look, every one of those candles now is at the kind of well above the $2 mark. All right, we're all good. You need to relax. And again, this is Alex Cobb, and this is something I've been harping on about for many months now. I got into XRP meme coins back the first day that they launched, within 24 hours back in 2024. And you hear me talk a lot about these meme coins because I think there's an unbelievable opportunity here. Now, of course, everything comes with risk, and this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. But when I'm buying these meme coins, not you, when I'm buying these meme coins now at the bottom, what I consider to be the bottom in the most fearful market, given the XRP chart is likely to rip sooner or later, the memes will follow it even more aggressively. So you've got Alex Cobb posting here. BNB 24-hour meme coin volume 51.8 billion. XRP 24-hour meme volume is 3 million. Okay, I'll repeat that. BNB meme coin volume 51 billion. Call it 52 billion. XRP 24-hour volume 3 million. Can you see the disparity in the numbers? Can you see what might happen to the most posh, what's the word? The most popular memes on the XRPL? We're talking about the memes on the XRPL. This is where you get them from First Ledger. I've been dollar cost averaging all the way down. Okay, ready for the next run. And again, I used 2% of my portfolio of my XRP, and I signed up with First Ledger. I took my time in figuring things out, did it very carefully. Again, I didn't allocate too much capital for myself. I'm speaking for myself now. And I bought the strongest projects. At first, I bought all of them, but now I consolidated a lot of my capital that I have in memes, and I reallocated, I think it was 20% of my net profits from the first round back into the strongest winners after. And that's how I'm going to keep doing it. And they were Army. I've taken big positions in ATM. I've taken positions in Phoenix. I've taken positions in Bear. I've taken positions in a few others. Just give you kind of a bigger understanding as to where else I've had mine. There's a few of them that I think are unbelievably. I've taken a position in 589. I've got a position in Scrappy. I'm going over these because I think there's opportunity. That I think these are less than $1 million market cap and they'll do rather well. I've taken a position in Laugh. I've taken a decent position in Flippy. And it goes on. There's loads. You can go on and on. But I don't go anything lower generally than a certain cutoff. I've got a big position in Brito, and I'm building that consistently, even with the FUD. That's it. I've got a position in Sweepy. Again, we can carry on. So these are some of the main ones I think that'll do extremely well, and I'm going to put my neck on the line with these. Army, I spoke to their team yesterday. They're just building. They're just consistent. I love the brand. I think Bear is massively undervalued considering the narrative on the XRPL. And Drop, again, a real big player. Very consistent team, always doing what they say they're going to do. Okay, so that's the XRP memes. There's a link in my description of the comments if you want to join XRPL, the first ledger, and take some memes. Take care. Just stick to the big guns and always take profits as they go up. Yeah, you have to hold all the way around the curve. And okay, cool. Switching gears now, quick onto the Ripple Riddler stuff. Remember, he dropped a video. We went over the invisible rail, how XRPL and XRP are rewriting the money's future. Right. Okay. What I want to touch on a couple of things that Vet has been talking about here, and he's like one of the go-to people in the XRP community. You want to follow him here. It's vet_x0. He also, I think, runs the XRP Cafe and the First Ledger, where the memes are run. So he's really tech savvy. He's also involved with Ripple XDev and things like that, and he's seeing the things that I've been seeing consistently and I've been playing around with quite a lot with. He said, eager to see how Binance and BSC and Aster will decentralize operations of its CEX. Now, Binance obviously is a centralized exchange, BSC is their token, and Aster is their DEX. Seeing CZ back perp, and that's the perpetuals, and DEXs to bring Binance level liquidity into a DEX, in my opinion, is interesting to observe. L1 DEX protocols are seeing a massive increase in popularity. Just have a look at Hyperliquid. Now, that's what Aster, and I've traded Aster all the way up, and I still hold a big position in Aster. Aster was taking the basically the cake from Hyperliquid, which was a DEX exchange where you could do leverage basically on perpetuals. This is a good lesson in us for the XRPL, which is also an L1 DEX. Okay, so this is the thing about the XRPL. It's 15 years ahead of its competitors in many ways because it had a DEX built into its core. This is what Arthur Brito, David Schwartz, Jed McCaleb and all them did. Okay, and Zach here's who's going to build a perp DEX on the XRPL. And Veta said XLS 101 and we can fly. Would you use it to build in leverage trading on the XRPL? I bloody well would, 1,000% on small leverage. Again, I'm not a huge leverage trader by any means. I use very small leverages. Okay, again, Vet talks about a conversation he had with Brad here, and this is Vet, I think. I asked Brad here, what's the path to get more institutional adoption on the XRPL so that institutions are comfortable with sharing transaction hashes with us? He said privacy. Okay, fast forward, and it all makes sense and fits nicely together. We passed many compliance amendments and did DID, credentials, and soon permission domain DEX. Okay, we also got MPTs, multi-purpose tokens, for more efficient tokenizations. And what he's referring to here, when he says we have, it's these amendments that have passed on the XRPL. And what are amendments? They're like bolt-ons that you have to the software of the XRPL that give it extra availability. It's like Meccano, when you build extra bits on your Meccano to do different things. I don't know, it's like engineering blocks. Okay, and we have a combined DEX AMM with a high performance order book on chain. Okay, what's missing is privacy and lending and borrowing XLS 66, but that's coming. Okay, so all these amendments, like I've said to you many times before, they're all coming. Okay, you can see them here. Some of them are enabled. Some of these are open for voting, tokenized escrow, permission domains, permission DEX, permission delegation. Okay, and in the future you'll have all these other ones that are coming online. If you haven't seen the DEX before, this is the heartbeat that the Ripple Riddler is always talking about. This is the LiveNet XRPL Explorer, and these are the blocks. These are them coming through. The live as you're watching them, there are transactions, NFTs, account opens, DEX payments occurring in there, which are offers, trusts, sets, tokens. These are each of the blocks going through. This is the heartbeat, there is the brains behind it. XRP is just the gas token. Okay, and so you can watch it go through each of these blocks, and we're at 99,400,080 849 now. Vet says by his mathematics that we're likely to have 100 million ledger close by Swell conference. We'll see, I guess. Anyhow, later on I'm going to go into a video with you regarding the Ripple Riddler, the final broadcast, and we're going to discuss in a different video, and I think I'll post this video on Rumble, to do with the November timeline, okay, and why November is so important. You can see November written carefully. Where is it? There. See November? And how this all plays into this, as a television screen end of an emergency broadcast, and how I think that's all going to play out. But we'll do that on Rumble later on in a separate video, because we've been going too long here now, and my computer's likely to play up. Anyway, hope that's a good deep dive into all the latest things that I'm seeing on the XRPL. I'm so excited what's to come. They're rolling it all out right in front of your eyes. All right, I'm off to the gym. I hope you all had a great day. Thank you for all your lovely comments. Thanks for all the love and the like and the shares. It means a lot to get this YouTube channel up and running again. Again, drop me a comment, say hello, let's get involved and build this channel up before Christmas. All right, lots to come, and ignore the 1 hour time frames. This asset is going to do amazing things. Anyway, take care. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate your time. I look forward to see you in the next video. Take care, be blessed, and bye for now.